Hey there, knife lovers. Love Them Knives channel. This is LTK. We got something to talk about. Real steel. And I know I've been kind of on a real steel run. I've got a couple of knives that I want to show you today. The T101 Special Edition. One's blue and black. One's just black. They both got grooved G10 handles. Let's get them out. Really nice boxes. Just incredible. They have a nice little foam liner. They got paperwork. Each one. They come in a box with a fitted little area and a real steel, real deal polishing cloth, which God only knows I always need one, that's for sure. So, I mean, you know, actually they come buried in that cloth. But I got them out because I don't want to take 5 minutes to get these damn things out there. I take long enough just to do my damn knife reviews to begin with. So I don't know if I should have these in the background. Get them out. You know what? Nah, but I want to do this. Hold on. This will be okay. This will be better. Let's do that. So at least we got the model numbers available and we got a little bit of a background here for these knives. Black, blue and black. I got these in. I didn't know really what to think about them. I ordered a bunch of real steel knives, including the Megalodon 2017, which is a numbered edition with M390 steel. If you haven't seen that video, see that video. I have some of those for sale. Nobody else seems to, though. They're all out and on pre-order again. These, the Duplex, the Puco Duplex and Scandi, the Sea Eagle, all those I've got to sell because it's time to reload and get some other knives in. These, I don't know. I just wasn't paying that much attention to them. I had them for like a week and I decided I was just going to open the boxes and get to know these knives for a couple of days. And wow. I'm starting to really warm up to these. They got that 14C28N Sandvik steel, which is good steel. You know, some people are saying, yeah, I like that. You know, I like it as well as I like VG10. Well, you know, wow, that's pretty good. This is the T101 Thor Special Edition. So what's this one? These are flippers. And I mean, my God, they flip great. They really do. And this is the T101 Thor Special Edition. Same blade steel. Okay, what's going on? Well, one's black and one's blue and black. That's about it. Other than that, they're the exact same knife. They've got ambidextrous thumb studs. And look at that. Isn't that nice? I mean, the way they're turned, that's cool. I like them. This blade shape looks so much, it's a satin. It looks so much like the Sea Eagle a little bit to me. And you can see that video in my lineup. But here you got a back spacer. It's got texturing on it. Lanyard hole, which is really nice. I mean, and it's tubed. I mean, it's going through the back spacer here. So that's nice. You got these steel liners. It's a liner lock. You know, you don't have to worry about over travel stops and things like that when you have a liner lock. I'm warming up to the liner locks. I used to just be a frame lock guy, but these things, as far as practicality and everyday use, I really think this is the thing. And these scales are skeletonized. I was looking in them and, well, see if I can kind of give you a look-see of that. Down in there, you know what? And that is really skeletonized. You can see how much is cut away there. There's just kind of the basic outline of the scale in steel there. And there's a little bit of skeletonizing up in there too, on the lock bar side. So, and you know, it's got your detent ball and stuff in there. And turn my flashlight off. So, yeah, I mean, there's jimping here. It's raised just enough, not too much, so you can slide your finger and disengage, and wow. These do not have much detent. It doesn't take much to throw them out. And maybe, actually, there's some things about detent. Okay, let's talk about it. You want a strong enough detent because you want that energy to build up to where when it does release, it comes out all the way and locks up. Okay, so you don't have it falling out of the scale, and you don't have, misfires necessarily. But here's the deal. These detents are kind of weak, and I get that on both of these. Check this out. Yeah, hold on. Like that. So you can just gravity like that. Flip them easy. Not a problem. But here's the deal. That detent issue to me is only important if the bearings aren't real free and open. But these things just, you touch it and almost just the weight of your finger, these bearings are so free. I had to check blade play because I go, how can those bearings be that loose for that knife just to flip like that? Without maybe this pivot being a little loose, but it's not. There's no blade play here, and there's no lock rock. But these things, I'm finding that in a lot of these real steel knives, and all their bearings are just really. You can push button this, you can light switch this, and it is just real easy, lazy finger type. You don't need a lot of pressure to get this. And I've got a couple of ZT knives that are, about a 5-pound pull, but these are just wow. So no, there's not a lot of detent, but it really doesn't. It's not a big deal because they just flip so good. You just breathe on it and it's coming out. It's real easy. Any case, they have these lockup, switches here. You slide it forward. This will not disengage. Okay, you can't disengage your liner lock then. So if you're using it, to do a lot of work and you're concentrating on, whatever you're doing, a lot of repetitive cutting, you're not folding the knife back up, you're just laying it down and whatever, and you want to make sure you don't have any failure here, well, that's nice. As far as what I do when I carry, I don't need that. That's really not something I need. But I think if you're out on a whatever you're doing, camping, construction site, whatever it is, okay, I get it. You can click that forward, click it back. Just goes forward, goes back. So yeah, not that important to me, but it's not it's there, but it's not hurting the looks of the knife. It's not in the way. It's not the problem like the lion steel with that rotating switch on the lock bar side. Drove me crazy. No. That was more of a problem. This, not a problem. So that's nice to have. It's just something that's there if you need it. There's no jimping on the flipper tab. Flipper tab is tall enough, not too tall, not too short. Wow, easy, so easy. These things flip great. Now these are budget knives. So these are, I don't know, $50, somewhere in that range, 50, 55 maybe. And you go, well, maybe I can get a Spyderco Tenacious for 40, 45 or something like that. You know, Spyderco Tenacious is, and there's no problem with that. I've had one before. And we have one on our current knife sale that was going on that we started a couple days ago. It's just, this has bearings, okay? This is a flipper, okay? This has dual thumb studs, okay? You know, it's got this interlock for safety. And it's got these sculpted aggressive G10 scales. You know, nice lanyard hole. Pocket clip's nothing to brag about. I mean, it's not a deep carry, and that's fine too. Because if you want to pull it out of your pocket, I'm with this. I don't. Deep carry's okay. For a working knife, no, not me. But it's okay for, you know, if it's a knife that it's not, you know, it's not a working knife, it's just, and you don't want it to be out there and noticed, then yeah, I get it. I have nothing against deep carry, but I think this is more practical for grabbing that sucker and pull it out of your pocket. And they slide in the pocket just fine. Pocket clip's not overly stiff, but not too loose either. It's not going to come out. Just sweet. Nice stainless liners, skeletonized. Let's bring in the weight. Because, yeah, then what does it weigh? These feel real EDCable. They don't feel too heavy. There you go. Not in the 4s. Yeah, just barely in the 5s. 5 ounces. So 142 grams. This is very, very light and EDCable. Obviously, they'd both be the same weight. Oh, well, I just love flipping them. I was sitting there flipping this thing. So you're looking at 3 5/8 inch blades. So they're not small knives. 8 3/8 overall, which is about a little over 21 centimeters. Not quite 9.5 centimeters. So you've got a reasonable size blade. Little over 3.5. Perfect EDC size. Wow, these things just, man, these flip so good. I'm really surprised. But you know, I know who's not surprised. All the guys who've been emailing or commenting to me saying, you know what? Oh, we already knew this. We've been into real steel for a while. 0.13 something, 3.5. So it's not 3 millimeter. It's not 4 quite, but it looks like pretty heavy stock for the type of knife. It's 3.5. So that's good. That's kind of a little bit middle ground. The grind of the blade is nice. It's very functional. Yeah. And the Sandvik steel. And yes, it will cut paper. So they're pretty sharp out of the box. Nice stainless grind. You know, this is really a great ideal carry knife. I'm really starting to feel the real steel. Oh God, that came out funny. But you know what I mean? I didn't really know much about them, and I didn't really have a lot of, these knives, I haven't seen one in their lineup that I just thought was worthless or not worth consideration of. Wow, that's just of honorable mention. I mean, these are, you know, and you could talk about Ganzo. So let's talk about Ganzo. Where does that come in? If they want $50 for these and you can get a Ganzo for 20, well, they're in a different world. And I was talking to my buddy in New York about this because he likes real steel. And he goes, but they're not the same. They're not in the same deal. This is a sculpted G10 handle. It's a flipper that's got Sandvik. It's not 440. I like the Sandvik a little bit better. It's a higher quality. in his mind. Bearings, really smooth operation on the flipping. Got the lockout. It's just, and, wow, let's talk about this. Because this fills your hand up. It really does. Look at that. Wow, 17 millimeters. See that? 0.675? Whew. Yes, it does. I mean, most of our knives for EDC purposes that we've been looking at are 0.46 of an inch, just under a half an inch to like 0.55, just a little over a half. These are almost 7/10 of an inch wide. So if you're wearing gloves, if you got, big meaty paws, and you want to fill your hand up with something, these have got that. They've got that width of that handle. And there are some that I've just not liked well because they just, they don't make you feel like you got something. And these do. These have enough thickness here, but not too crazy. So it'd be easy to carry in the pocket. Fairly light, considering how thick they are. 5 ounces. If you've never done that on a real steel like this, I wish I could just pass this one around. You could feel this. I know the detent's not real strong, and however you want to feel about that. But that, wow. I just sat there and flipped that dog for like 2 hours watching a movie, and it was just like a flip fidget tool. It is so easy. Not a whole lot of detent. Doesn't really snap into place. But wow, when it comes out, it's just so easy. I don't know. Lanyard hole, pocket clip. Unfortunately, you left-handers don't have much option here. So, right hand. Tip up, though. Maybe the last thing. This flipper tab, before somebody starts ragging on it and telling me how they cut their finger wide open, you can see that it's pretty just machined right off. There's not a lot of, it's not a stonewash blade anyhow, so this would not get stonewashed. You see what I'm saying? So it's pretty flat. They touched it maybe with a deburring tool or something, but they didn't touch it much. So would it cut you? No. But is it a little kind of unfinished in a way because it's not more rounded? Okay. I guess that's my biggest gripe. If you can see the bearings. I haven't taken one apart, but you can kind of see them in there. Wow. Well, you can tell they're bearings. Wow. Incredible. Okay, I'll let you go. I've taken enough of your time. Really nice fitted box, too. Fitted box, cleaning cloth, paperwork. Maybe it is a little bit different class than the Gansos. Both Chinese companies, both make really good knives. But, yeah, it's different. And it's just a matter of taste. Yeah, it is. But these are cool. These are crazy good flippers, that's for sure. Really like that. If you haven't tried one, think about it. It's interesting. Just thought I'd bring it to your attention. We love them knives. We like all them knives. And these are budget knives.